Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Thinking Scrubs X-Wing podcast. Tonight, we will discuss and build around a new squad around Kazuda Xiono. He's one of the newest pilots on the Fireball. Uh, but before we dive in, let's do some little lore. Sino ba si Kazuda? Raymond?
Kazuda Xiono, or nicknamed Kaz, is the main protagonist of the latest Star Wars TV show, Star Wars Resistance. And in this show, he's a human military pilot who becomes a resistance spy assigned by Poe Dameron on the very outer rim planet Castilian, where he was instructed by Poe Dameron to gather information about the First Order. And on this planet, he is assigned to a former rebel pilot, Jarrett Yeager, and
Wow.
Jarrett Yeager assigns him this ship, the Fireball.
The Fireball. Fireball. Why is it called the Fireball, by the way?
The Fireball in itself is a mix mash of many ship components, and since it's very unstable, it always not explodes, but it always catches fire, so it always goes up into a ball of fire. That's why they call it the Fireball.
So just like the ship ability, it's an explosion with wings. All right. So let's see if it really lives up to its name. Kazuda Xiono. Okay. All right. So what's next? So that's the lore. So let's talk about the X-Wing ship. So saan wave siya lumabas? Is this the latest wave, right?
It would be Wave 6, right?
Wave 6. Wave 6 along with Von Rek, the
Yes.
Major. O Baron. Major ba or Baron? Baron Von Rek. I've been
Major
away
Von.
for so long.
He's Major Von Reg.
Major.
Yes,
Who's
but
the Baron?
the ship he's piloting is called the TIE Baron.
Okay. Grabe, para akong newbie. I don't know my ships. Anyway, I don't play F naman, so I am excused. So let's talk about the Fireball. So, what's in it? What's in the Fireball? Let's talk about the stats first. So, featuring 2 hits, 2 attack dice rather, 2 agility, and 6 hull. So, no shields. So, very basic lang, no? So, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 6 total life. But it packs a quite diverse action bar. So, focus, evade. Not many ships in the Resistance has an evade action, right? So, aside from
True.
this, what else?
None.
Only
No,
the
sorry,
E-wing.
the A-wing, of course. And actually, if you think about it, besides the Alpha Star, what's that? Alpha Star Wing from the Imperial, this is only the second ship to have a slam action. I mean, sorry, the
Alpha
only
Star,
small base
the
ship,
E-wing.
the second small base ship to have a slam action.
Right. So that's what make this ship very special. No? The slam action. So for our newer players out there, what's the slam action?
Okay, so the slam action is player chooses a maneuver from the ship's dial, then the maneuver must match the speed of the maneuver that was executed this round. Then the ship is able to perform this chosen maneuver. So it's a second maneuver
And
with the same speed as the one that you revealed this turn.
so like if you revealed a 3 straight maneuver by doing the slam action, you can do another maneuver with the speed 3. So consider this another maneuver siya. It's not a move.
That's
So
right.
meaning, for the Fireball, it has a very wide variety in the dial. No? Ang dami niyang mga maneuver na pwedeng gawin. So you can maximize the slam action to the max. So meron siyang 1, 2, and 3 hard turns, banks, and straights. Pero wala siyang, meron din siyang 4 straight, and meron
which
siyang
is red.
talon roll na 3, which is red. And 3 na talon roll to the left and to the right, which is also red. So yung mga red moves niya, yung hard 3, talon roll 3, tsaka yung straight 4. So weird, no? Wala siyang K-turn.
Well, the ship was designed to be a racer, so it's designed to just go forward and not really turn around.
Ah, right. So I suppose that's why also it has the slam action. And going back to the slam action, so it's a move, it's a maneuver, so it's not a move. Even if you do not fully execute that slam action, meaning if you overlap or bump a ship at the end of that slam action, it still succeeds, right? Doesn't fail. So it's like you're
Yes.
just making another move. And if the slam action is blue, you can also take away another stress token. Like if you move 2 first and then made a slam 2 forward, which is a blue maneuver for the fireball. So you can take away another stress token by doing that too. Alright. So,
So the
so
main
white.
thing about the slam action, the key thing about it is that it's tied into the ship ability, which is
Mhm.
explosion with wings. It says here that during setup, you are dealt one face down damage card. And after you perform the slam action, you can expose this damage card to remove one disarm token. So basically, you can do a slam each turn and attack as long as you have a damage card to expose. So the potential there
Oh,
is very exciting because normally when you slam, you lose the ability to attack.
yep. That's the drawback of the slam. So you can move fast, but you can attack. You can't attack at the end of that slam action. So with explosion with wings, so you can attack, but at the expense of what? Exposing one damage card.
Exactly. It's a very high risk, high reward kind of um, tactic here, and I think it reflects on on what the fireball represents in the game and as well as in the TV show as well, wherein it's really just a hunk of junk that will get you what you need, but at a high cost. You know, like it's always exploding, but it'll do the job.
Yep. But the good thing is there's something in the fireball ship that mitigates this somewhat, and we'll get back. We'll get to that when we talk about the title of the ship. But before we go there, let's talk about the pilot ability first. So Kazuda Xiono, well, he's the star of the show, no? The Resistance show. So I suppose siya rin yung, kumbaga sa artista, siya rin yung may pinakamalaking talent fee. So I suppose that's why he's the most expensive fireball pilot at 40 points. No? So talo niya pa yung Initiative 5 na, what's the guy's name?
Jarrett Yeager.
Mm,
And he's
he's the
supposed to
original
be,
owner of the fireball, right?
yes, he's the original. And
All right.
so, with Kazuda's ability, why is it so expensive? It's because I think the potential for it is so high. If we read the ability here, it says while you defend or perform a primary attack, if the enemy's initiative is higher than the number of damage cards you have, you may roll one additional die. So, if, for example, you're fighting Darth Vader and you only have one damage card, you roll one extra attack dice, and you roll one additional evade dice.
Because Vader has Initiative 6.
That's
So,
right.
so even if you have 5 damage cards on the ship, Kazuda's ability would still kick in.
Yes. So they're trying to make
So,
Kazuda into an ace killer in a sense that he works well against aces, but he would potentially suck against generics, right? Because those low initiatives he doesn't get the bonuses.
unless you have some way to remove all of your damage cards. So you have 0 damage cards, and that's lower than even Initiative 1, right?
That's true.
So kaya. So parang practically, Kazuda is 3 attack, 3 defense, 6 hull. If you can remove that damage, that first damage card. So let's go to that.
Although, but you can't use the ability if you don't have a damage card, though. The ship ability.
So that's the trade-off. So let's go to the upgrade bar of the fireball. Can you show Yaspi, Raymond? All right. So the fireball has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 upgrades. Possible upgrades in its upgrade bar. So he has a talent slot, an astromech, 2 modification upgrades. The fireball has a title upgrade, a missile, and an illicit upgrade. So let's go through each one by one and start the squad building, by choosing which upgrade is the best for each slot.
we
So
could
okay,
start with we could start with what's in the expansion pack itself. So we could assume that this is what the designers themselves intended for the fireball. Could be, could not be, but let's see. So the expansion pack came with a snapshot. It came with Magpulse warheads. It came with R1J5. It came with coaxium hyperfuel. It came with a targeting computer. Targeting computer. Oh, there it is. It came with an advanced slam, and of course, its own title, Kaz's Fireball.
okay, let's talk about each one. Snapshot. My experience gonna about with snapshot.
Definitely, yeah, a lot. And it works great with lower initiative pilots. Kazuda is a bit higher on that
Four, eh?
yeah, so
Oo.
great, right? I
Well,
don't
sabi
think
ko
it's that great.
well, well, maybe Kazuda is being groomed as an anti-ace, and being 4, he'll move first before majority of the aces. Maybe that's that. But me, in my experience, snapshot at initiative 4, very seldom it gets to activate.
That's right.
And at 7 points, you'll be paying a lot for something that you'll be able to use once, twice a game, if ever. So snapshot might not be the best for Kazuda.
We could go through the list. Let's see what would be a better fit for Kazuda. So let's see.
Crackshot, maybe it's a good upgrade if you're flying on a budget. So that's 1 extra damage per game. But I think kasi Kazuda, the fireball, will be flying a lot, right? It will be slamming a lot. So it will most of the time it would not be flying in a formation with the rest of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose Lone Wolf is a good talent for him.
Fair enough, but I would rather prefer heroic actually. If we're just attempting to prevent him from getting shot at or not wasting his mods, but I guess yeah, let's try. Let's see how much it costs in the end. And then his ability only triggers on primary attack, so I don't think he should have any kind of missile to start with. Waste.
I agree. So let's keep it open for now. Coaxium Hyperfuel. Coaxium Hyperfuel, it's a new upgrade. So what does it do, Raymond?
So if you perform the slam action, you can still do it even while stressed. But if you do it, you have to suffer 1 critical damage unless you expose one of your damage cards that are face down. And it also allows you to partially execute to do a slam after you partially execute a maneuver.
Kasi normally when you partially execute a maneuver, like it happens only when you bump or overlap another ship, you cannot do an action anymore. So with a coaxium hyperfuel, so even if you partially execute a maneuver, you can still do a slam.
That's right.
Parang takbo ng takbo tong si Kazuda Xiono.
I think it's a good just in case card, especially since it's only 2 points anyway. We could
Mm-hmm.
always let's take a look at what's here. Hmm. Well, contraband cybernetics is also good for, but this is only a one-time use, which is Deadman Switch. I actually,
Deadman,
if we
Deadman
had,
Switch.
if yeah, if
Para true to the name,
actually,
explosion with wings.
but
Talaga.
I would recommend this for the cheaper
Yeah, in the
Fireball
lower.
since this is already 40 plus points. Right now we're at 60. Even if you reduce it a little, your sacrifice. You want your 60-point ship to just go up. That's gonna hurt.
I agree. I agree with you. So maybe not. What do you think is the fireball meant to do? Flank as a flanker, as a mini ace? Definitely not as a jouster, no?
Definitely. I think, as I mentioned before, the Fireball, especially with Kazuda's build, is meant to be an anti-ace. He's meant to risk it all to try to take out your target opponent's ace.
So I suppose co-axiom it is. Kasi, well, the other upgrades doesn't do any good for what Kazuda wants to do naman, di ba? And the drawback can be mitigated by the title.
That's right. So if we just skip down to the title, the only one choice we have anyway, it says when we resolve the explosion with wings, we may search the damage deck and choose a damage card with the ship trait. You are dealt that card instead. Although when I look at the ship damage cards, there's a lot of these are pretty bad though.
It's interesting, no? Marami, no? So, okay, let's move on. How about the
Okay.
Astromech? R1J5, what does he do?
So R1J5 or Bucket from the show allows you you have 2 or fewer stress, you can perform actions on damage cards even while stressed. So this is perfect for his ability wherein he'll do a slam action and then he'll expose a card to lose the disarm token so he can attack. And then R1J5 will allow him to perform the action still on the card to repair that damage. And then he can also spend an additional charge to repair that card altogether. This is in
So
the
at least,
scenario wherein he's stressed. So if he performs like say a 3 and then slams into a Talon roll, then he'll be in position. He loses the disarm token and still be able to repair the exposed damage card.
ah. So, again,
So it's actually great for a lot of none of the even if he does have one of the bad ship trait cards, let's say structural damage or whatever, it won't matter because he will repair it right away.
R1J5 or R5?
R1J5
R5
definitely.
costs
R5 costs 4 points.
Okay. So the advantage of R5, repair face down.
Both.
Can
He can repair
R1J5 repair?
Yeah,
So first paragraph, you can perform actions on damage cards even while stressed. So actions to damage card is on face-up damage cards.
yes.
And second paragraph, after you repair damage card, you may spend 1 to repair that card again, meaning spend 1 to repair a ship trait damage. So he cannot touch face down damage cards. Unlike R5 Astromech. And R5 Astromech cost 4 points. 2 points cheaper. I think R5 is good. It's better. Especially, you can do that first round action. Can clear that 1 damage right away. Although you'll be risking, no? You'll be making a gamble kasi yung next na damage card sa'yo, you don't know what's going to be when you turn it face up for the slam action. So I guess it's a toss-up. Could be anything.
I think it's still
Both droids have
R1J5
positives and cons.
because it
Okay.
works well with this ability. And with the Kaz's Fireball, you get to choose what the card is anyway.
All right. Now, how about the other mod? Targeting computer. If you have Lone Wolf, probably
No.
less value. Maybe you can replace it with something else.
Yes.
Afterburner. Extra
Also
boost
expensive.
shenanigans.
Maybe. I
Well,
could.
well, we're saving points naman kasi we're not going to use a meat. So probably Afterburners is a good one for extra burn.
And last is Advanced Slam. I think this is definitely a good one for Kazuda.
Stapled into the fireball. Never leave home without it. Must have.
Yes. So this will allow you to still focus or evade even while you do the slam.
All right. So 64 points. A slamming, boosting, lone wolfing, repairing Kazuda Xiono with coaxium hyperfuel.
Although
And the
Afterburners,
item.
I guess it's okay. It's just that's like triple movements right there. With Kaz, he could slam and then he could also Afterburners after.
Burners again. Oh. So I suppose Afterburners triggers off a slam, right? Kasi Afterburner says after you fully execute a speed 3 to 5 maneuver. So slamming is executing a maneuver. I think we have a very dodgy, squirrely fireball in our hands.
The
Excited
only
now.
weakness here is that he's initiative 4, so 5 and above will just know where he is, even though he just moves around so fast.
So I suppose that's the trade-off. So low initiative, higher initiative aces could still adjust and reposition, but I suppose Kazuda can run away far enough. No, that not a boost or barrel roll can reposition an ace to get an arc onto the fireball.
There's potential.
There's potential. So 64 points. Ano ba yung ibang mga what are the other ships at that point range? 64 points. The Jedi,
That's
I suppose.
64 points. That's 4 points short of a Poe Dameron.
Fully loaded Poe Dameron or just
No,
the bare
that's just
Poe?
the basic Poe.
Who do
Okay.
we partner with Kazuda?
So if Kazuda wants to squirm around, who should he go with? Ships that are trying to damage or ships that are trying to support him?
I don't think ships can support him kasi he'll be very far away. So he'll be a lone wolf talaga. He'll be operating on his own. So the other ships must be able to hold their own, so to speak. Or maybe other aces.
Mm-mm.
And that's the resistance trademark naman, di ba?
All
So
aces.
they're all ace pilots.
So if we mix him in with someone like Poe Dameron, who also likes to do the same things he does. See, like a basic Poe. And he needs an art for Astromech. Still have enough for another one. Who's another ace?
Nian Nand.
With a double pattern analyzer. Heroic.
Ken.
Yep.
And the title, Black One.
We have a new 3 ace list
Mhm.
for the resistance.
Interesting. You can still use the two. What? Another Astromech, another R4, or would you rather? Kasi two bit. It's like
You're
nothing.
right. That's
It's like
true.
not having an initiative bit at all. You might as well use it. Looks good on paper. So I suppose we need to try this out on the board.
Definitely, these are three ships that can, you know, carry the game by themselves. They don't need the other ship at all. They don't
Mm,
care about the other ship.
yeah. So, what shall we call this squad? Good, better, and best.
Oh, that's
All right.
also a good one.
So, what do you think will be Kazuda's impact to the metagame? Will he make a mark? Will we see a lot of these in YouTube when the system opens? He looks like
Definitely.
he's well. One thing is for sure, he looks like he's very fun to fly. No? So I'm eager to try him out, whether he's competitive or not. And what do you think will be the strong w- w- this squad? Will this be strong against what other squad?
I
How
think this will be
about
strong against
if
other
this is
ace
against
lists.
other aces? Other aces. How about against the swarm?
That's where I think they might suffer a bit. Not too. They still have. They're still probably strong against ace swarms, but if they get cornered, I'm sure that's the problem. I think Kazuda might get damaged really quick and just go down if they get that many damage in, because even if swarms only roll one attack each, two dice each or something, if he gets enough in, he'll die and he'll lose his ability as well, since the swarm is lower initiative, right?
Mm-hmm. Oo nga, no? So, pagka after he sustains damage, so parang wala na rin yung ability ni Kazuda. And
That's
having
right.
no shield, he's very prone to critical hits, no? To critical damage. And you only have effectively 5 hull. So, very, very fragile. Fragile.
Yes.
Looks like a fragile cannon with initiative 4 that can hit hard from time to time, but runs a lot. So, strong against aces, probably weak against swarms. So, it remains to be seen. So, what grade shall we give Kazuda Xiono in terms of scrub points? How scrubby is this?
Five being the scrubbiest.
Five
What's
being
scrubbiest?
the best scrub of them all, and one is like a toilet scrub. Uh, I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I personally will give it a scrub score of 3 out of 5.
3!
Yes.
What a safe answer. Why?
Because it is a very high risk, high reward ship, and it requires a very high risk reward mentality to fly it. So if you're not that kind of pilot, then this ship will fail for you every time.
Mm, it will make you sad. But during the times that it works, it will likely bring a smile to your face when it does.
Yes.
So like the character, no? Some people hate him, some people like him. So I suppose to each his own.
Probably.
So
I mean,
3.
eh, yeah, 3 is a safe one for me. He's not horrible for
Mm.
any means. So 1 to 2 would mean the ship is bad. It's not bad. It's good.
Mm.
But is it super good? It, you'd still need practice on your side, of course, and you'd be a very specific type of pilot to fly this ship.
Ako, probably just a little above 3. See the slam, the potential of the slam action. And then 3 attack dice, 3 defense.
But
Plus
with
resistance,
0 shields.
rebels, and the Republic. I don't think they have a ship like that. 3 attack,
No.
3 defense. Can slam.
No, they don't.
So this, at least on the potential side, this ship has a lot of potential. So a lot of upside. That's the way I look at this ship. So probably, yeah, 3.5 scraps.
3.5. May ano pa? Half point pa.
Of course, of course. All right. So I suppose the next thing to do is try this out on the battlefield and let's see if we're right, if we're wrong. What and what's the best Kazuda build out there? Still remains to be seen.
For
I
those
browsed.
watching, you can actually post some of your comments and suggestions. If you have a better Kazuda list out there, let us know. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe on the channel. Thank you again.
All right. So I guess that's it for our squad building episode with Kazuda Xiono. I'm your scrub. I'm your thinking scrub, Ron, together with my fellow co-pilot, Raymond, and we are the Thinking
Thinking
Scrubs.
Scrubs.
Keep on thinking. Bye.